Assalamu alaikum. In this video I wanted to explain Lambda expressions in Java. We have in this slide a quick introduction to Lambda expressions. So as you can see, Lambda expression is like a function that is expressed using an arrow. So it looks like JavaScript arrow functions, but in reality it's not. Okay, so we'll see why. So Lambda expressions were added in Java 8. A Lambda expression is like a function. It takes in parameters and executes some code. Okay, it doesn't need a name and can be implemented where needed. So let's look at this example here. So we have an array list, numbers. We create an instance of the array list. Then here we are adding 3 numbers to the array list. Then we call numbers.forEach, and inside the forEach function, okay, so this is a function. Here we are passing a Lambda expression. Okay, so first of all we need to know that a Lambda expression cannot be passed to any function. Okay, so we only can pass a Lambda expression to a function that is expecting here an object that implements an interface that has one abstract method, only one abstract method. Okay, so we'll see why. So that interface has to have only one abstract method. Okay, if it has 2 abstract methods, Java will not know which abstract method you are implementing. Why? Because this implementation will replace the only abstract method that that interface has. Okay, so the Lambda expression should have the same number of parameters and the same return type as that method which is the only abstract method of the interface that is expected here inside this function. Okay, so calling the interface method will run the Lambda expression. So let me show you an example with JavaFX. So inside JavaFX we have this Lambda expression here. As you can see, we have in this example we have a button, and whenever we click on the button we want to execute this Lambda expression here, this function here. Okay, so this function, as you can see, accepts as input 1 argument, and then it will do this. It will just print some text here. As you can see, this is the output here, add tasks. Okay, so let me show you. I will open Eclipse and I'll show you how this works. So this is the example. This is the function set action to which we are giving this Lambda expression. Okay, I will try to zoom in quickly. Appearance, I think it should be somewhere here. Colors and fonts, basic, text font, maybe it's this one. Okay, I think it's a little bit better here. So okay, so this function here, it's a Lambda expression here. So this Lambda expression is expecting 1 argument as input, and then it will do this code. It will execute this code here. So let's look at this function here now. This function, when we go to its declaration, you will see that it is declared in the button base class. Okay, so the button base class is, so this object here is a button. Okay, and the button extends button base. Okay, so that function, that's why we have access to this function that is inherited from the parent class of this button here. So okay, so let's go back to our function. So set on action is expecting what here? It's expecting a value, and the type of the value is this type here, event handler. Okay, so event handler and this is the generic type that it is using, action event. Okay, so let's look at this event handler. This event handler has to be an interface with only one abstract function. Okay, so of course in Java now we can have non-abstract functions. So this function here, handle, is abstract. As you can see, it doesn't have an implementation, and it's the only one. We don't have any other abstract function. So why it has to be only one? It has to be only one because that's the only way Java will be able to know that that implementation that you are passing is the implementation of this function. Okay, so this code here is equivalent to doing the following: btn alert dot set on action, and here we have to pass what? We have to pass set on action. It accepts what? An event handler. Okay, so we need to, it's here, we have to create an event handler, okay, of type using the type action event. Okay, so that's the generic type. So here we have to create a new event handler, and of course because this is an interface, we cannot instantiate it, but we can only instantiate it if we implement all its abstract functions. Okay, so this is the handle function. There's only one, and it's like if we were doing exactly this. Okay, so this line and this line are equivalent. Okay, so why can Java transform this to this? Because this interface has only one unimplemented abstract function method, which is handle here. Okay, it doesn't care the name. It doesn't. It's not important the name of this function. What's important is the signature, which means the arguments that it is accepting, and then its return type. So as you can see here, this is the only argument, which is an action event. Okay, E here is an action event, as you can see. Okay, so that's why it works, and then it's not returning anything, and it works. Why? Because this handle function here returns void, so it doesn't return anything. Okay, so that's the meaning of Lambda expressions. It's a simpler way to do this. So before Java 8, we had to do it like this. Now with these Lambda expressions, as you can see, we can do it in a very shorter way. We can provide an implementation to the only abstract method. This way we can instantiate an interface by implementing its abstract methods, and of course it has to have only one abstract method. By the way, these interfaces that have only abstract methods are called functional interfaces. Functional interfaces because they can be used in this functional style programming. Okay, so that's it. I think it's clear. You have the explanation in the next slide. Okay, so this is the explanation. Here we have set on action, and we are this is the definition of set on action. This is the call, how we are calling set on action and passing it this Lambda expression, and this Lambda expression works here. Why? Because this is the expected type of object inside this function. Okay, and that interface has only one abstract function, one abstract method. So thank you very much. I hope this is clear.